No school closure at this time, says Minister of Education. The Ministry of Education says there are no directives for school closure at this time, despite a tropical storm watch being in effect for the island. The ministry, in a media release on Tuesday, said it remained in constant communication with the Meteorological Service of Jamaica and noted that Tropical Storm Melissa has slowed significantly and a further decrease in further speed is projected. The safety of our students, teachers, and the entire school community remains our highest priority, stated the Education Minister, Senator Dana Morris Dixon. I am encouraging our boards and principals to stay in close contact with the regional directors for real-time guidance and to maintain communication with parents and guardians. I am especially urging parents to be on the alert for updates for their child's institution. As a ministry, we have maintained constant dialogue with the Meteorological Service of Jamaica to ensure timely, accurate information reaching our schools, their staff, and our families. We will continue to provide more information as it becomes available from the relevant authorities, she added. The ministry said school board and principals have been urged to assess their local circumstances carefully and to make informed decisions regarding school operations under the guidance of their regional directors. The ministry also encouraged stakeholders to remain vigilant and to take the necessary precautions to ensure personal safety as the system continues to be monitored. Gordon leads opposition walkout from House after Speaker repeatedly shuts down questions. Mark Gordon led a walkout of opposition members for the House of Representatives on Tuesday afternoon after he was cut off mid-statement by House Speaker Juliet Holness. The opposition leader has risen to his feet to query why opposition members were not being allowed to ask questions in relation to a statement made by Environment Minister Matty Samuda regarding the approaching tropical storm which could impact the island in the next 48 hours. Holness was insisted that apart from the opposition spokesperson who is allowed 5 minutes to respond to a statement by the minister per the standing order, other members, opposition or government must ask questions only. The opposition Member of Parliament MP for St. Mary's Southwestern, Christopher Brown, was repeatedly asked to take his seat by Holness, as she refused to let him ask a question about outstanding payments to contractors. Government MP Edward Warmington twice rose on a point of order, arguing that the opposition members were asking questions not related to the statement or within the portfolio coverage by Samuda. That was challenged by opposition MP for St. Catherine Northwestern Damon Crawford, who was cut off by Holness. After asking Brown to take his seat one last time as he attempted to ask the same question for the umpteenth time, then cutting off St. Andrews Southeastern MP Julian Robinson, Holness said, "Members, it is very evident that the questions are not in respect to this statement by Minister." The member from Westmoreland Central, Dwayne Valls, his question was not in respect of the statement made by the minister, and neither is this question being asked by the member from St. Andrews Southeast, Robinson noted. Of that note, that Robinson was not even allowed to ask his question. At this juncture, Gordon intervened stating, "Madam Speaker, I am very concerned by the way the proceedings are being conducted. We are attempting to ask questions arising from the statement. This statement was a wide-ranging statement." After protesting that Brown was repeatedly prevented from asking his questions, which Gordon said he was interested in hearing, he did not get much further as his mic was cut. Gordon then led a walkout of opposition members during what is only the third sitting of the new parliamentary term. The opposition has since called a press conference at Garden House to address the matter. Head of Correctional Services says 30 to 50% of incarcerated persons lack basic numeracy and literacy skills. The head of the country's correctional services says 30 to 50% of incarcerated persons lack basic numeracy or literacy skills. Retired Mason cited lack of education among the issues affecting those who end up behind bars. Other factors include poverty, gangs, and weak social support systems. The Corrections Commissioner says these must be addressed to have behavior change. There are 3,530 adults and 164 children in correctional centers across the island. He explained that inmates are offered education for CSEC, CAPE, and bachelor's degrees in addition to skill training. Commissioner Macy emphasized that the rehabilitation strategy aims to make Jamaica safer.
The root causes are what we call criminogenic factors. And now, let us be honest with ourselves. People do not end up in prison by accident. Behind every conviction, there are deeper issues. And these criminogenic factors include lack of education. 30 to 50% of inmates are not at the basic numeracy or literacy levels. There's poverty and broken families. There's substance abuse, peer pressure and gangs, and weak social support systems. If these issues are not addressed, incarceration alone will not change behavior. And so our programs are designed to target these very factors. And we are delivering skills training through the Heart NSTA Trust certification so that when persons leave our care, they can find honest work. And we will support them to reintegrate even after leaving our care. We're investing in agriculture and industry, giving inmates practical experience, and we're offering counseling, chaplaincy, and psychosocial support to deal with trauma and values. We provide social inquiry reports, psychiatric evaluations, and the monitoring of parolees and probation cases. We're strengthening families and reintegrating these persons into programs so that when someone walks out of our facilities, they have a network to return to, not just a street corner. And this is not softness, it is strategy, because rehabilitation of inmates makes our Jamaica safer.
Several agencies probing reports of fish kill along Palisades Strip in Kingston. The National Environment and Planning Agency (NEPA) and the National Fisheries Authority (NFL) are among several agencies probing reports of a fish kill along sections of the Palisades Strip in Kingston. NEPA's Chief Executive Officer Leonardo Francis and the NFA CEO, Dr. Gavin Bellamy, visited the site and are coordinating the investigations. Various entities including the Jamaica Defence Force Coast Guard and the Jamaica Constabulary Force Marine Police are assisting with the probe. In an update, Mr. Francis said preliminary investigations, which comprised observation, interviews, technical assessments, and sampling of fish and water, revealed that the fish kill was localized and was caused by an external intervention or eutrophication. Eutrophication is a process where a body of water becomes overly enriched with nutrients, leading to excessive growth of algae and plants. As the investigation continues, persons are asked to refrain from fishing, collecting or consuming fish or other marine life from the attached area until further notice. Mr. Francis noted that NEPA and the NFA will continue efforts to protect Jamaica's coastal and marine environment.
We have actually made some progress in respect of what our initial investigation are showing. And just to let others know that we are also looking at various solutions, including the fact that we want to put monitors within the sea itself, and we are thinking of actually getting some permission to mount some cameras along the area as well. Along with as you know, there are a lot of joggers along there, recreational users, persons that actually fish, and we'll be tapping into that resource along with the marine police and with the Coast Guard and other entities along there. Very much committed to ensuring that we protect our resources, to ensure that Jamaica remains the place and the number one country in terms of environmental protection and regulation. I would like to ask if there's anyone out there who actually was on the scene as well and actually noticed the fish kill, that has any information that you'd like to share with us. We're asking you to contact us with that information as well.
Man killed on Heroes Day after allegedly attacking police. A man was fatally shot in an alleged confrontation with police on Monday night in St. James. According to a police source, the male, who is unidentified, died about 7 p.m. during the incident involving the lawman. Reports were that the police were conducting an operation in Springmount Main Road when a motor car was signaled to stop. The occupants of the motor vehicle reported the open fire at the police and the gunfire was returned. Afterwards, the unidentified man was seen suffering from gunshot wounds. He was transported to the Conroe Regional Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Another man, who the police say is known as a violent producer, and who was injured during the incident reportedly turned up at hospital with gunshot wounds. He was subsequently admitted under police guard. A ref was reportedly seized during the incident. This is the second fatal shooting to have occurred over the Heroes Day weekend in the parish. On Sunday about 6 a.m., one man was shot and killed in an alleged confrontation with the police in Tucker Granville community. Reports are that the police were conducting operations in the area when a group of men were accosted by lawmen. They reportedly opened fire at the police to return the fire. One man was later found suffering from gunshot wounds. One 9mm pistol was reportedly seized during the operation. The police say the deceased is a known violent producer in St. James Police Division. According to a police officer, the operations form part of Operation Endgame, now underway in the parish. Operation Endgame continues to be a major thrust of the leadership to combat the crime, and we are seeing the results, he stressed. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.